What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So yesterday we had a little bit of drama when Deandre Ayton signed an offer sheet with the Indiana Pacers. The Phoenix Suns, kind of didn't waste any time. They went ahead and matched that contract basically immediately. So Deandre Ayton, once he officially signed that offer sheet, Phoenix Suns matched it. So today what we're going to be doing is kind of a what's next for the Phoenix Suns after matching this contract. Do that type of rebuild. We're going to let 2K dictate how this is going to go for us. We're going to see if this team gets to a championship. If they don't, we're going to trade some players. If not, this is just a simple Phoenix Suns rebuild. And if we trade Deandre and if we trade Chris Paul, well, that's just going to be part of the video. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciate it, as we're pretty close to 26,000 subscribers. Support's been amazing lately, so keep it up. Thank you guys so much for that. As always, the 2K share scenario file that I'm using today is Green Gang. So if you want to look that up, it is a very good file on Xbox Series X/S. Okay, regardless, as we know, like I said, Deandre Ayton got his extension or got his contract from the Indiana Pacers, so he got paid. So at the end of the day, Deandre Ayton got what he wanted. Now, why I think this is a little awkward, because there was some reports that Deandre Ayton was like giving up on his team. The Suns didn't want to pay him. It seemed like it was inevitable that he wouldn't be in Phoenix, but at the same time, they couldn't lose him for nothing. So it does make sense to bring him back. So for now, for this first season, since he literally can't be traded until like January 15, and I think he has the right to avoid that trade if he wants to, which is kind of interesting. So we are probably going to simulate a full season to start things off. We're going to see how it treats us, see how 2K does for us. And if we win a championship, then we'll see what we do from there. But if we don't, then we got to make some changes, and that might be trading DeAndre Ayton away. So let's just get past this offseason, because I think we're good, man. I think we have like a full rotation here in Phoenix. So I'm not really worried about like getting anybody else. So yeah, we're just going to go straight to player progression. And we got Chris Paul going down overall. DeAndre Ayton's up to an 89, which is nice to see. Mikal Bridges is 85. So yeah, this file is really solid, by the way. There's a lot of love to the role players in this file, which I kind of like a lot, because role players play a huge part of what happens as well. Like DiVincenzo, Kevon Leonard, 80. So yeah, I really like this file a lot. And then same thing with the Mavericks. They had a lot of their role players like around 79 to 80 overalls, which I do agree with, honestly. So let's go ahead and get into this first season, though, and look at the rotation. Obviously, it's kind of the same thing. It's Phoenix. Not much has changed. Keeping DeAndre Ayton kind of keeps their roster relatively the same. Obviously, there were some reports about them potentially getting Kevin Durant. I'm not sure if that's totally out the window yet, but it seems like it is. So regardless, for this first season, as we know, it is Chris Paul, Devin Booker in the backcourt, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, Cameron Johnson, Cameron Payne, Dario Saric, and Landry Shamet, and then Bismack Biyombo. I was going to personally run an Iron rotation this year, just because I don't feel like we need Biyombo in the rotation all that badly. So we are going to simulate this first season without doing anything. We're going to see what 2K does, what kind of simulation we get. And we are 5-star pace and space. That's kind of insane, by the way. But regardless, we're going to leave that the way it is then. We're going to simulate this season. We're going to see how things go. And if we win a championship, then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But if we don't, then some major changes are coming, basically, is what the point of this rebuild is. So at the end of the season, Luka Doncic wins MVP. Chet wins Rookie of the Year. Kevin Love is your 6th man. Jonathan Isaac Defensive Player. Wiseman's your most improved. And Nick McMillan Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year goes to Nathan Mack, as the Timberwolves get, looks like they're probably the first seed out west. So All-NBA first team goes to Luka, Trae Young, Giannis, Simmons, Jokic. All-NBA second team, James Harden, Shea, Kevin Durant, Tatum, Embiid. And here's your All-NBA third team with Beal. Devin Booker making it is beautiful. And then Jimmy Butler, Karl Towns, and Bam Adebayo. And your all-defense first team and all-defensive second team. So we are the second seed in the West, which is kind of where obviously the Phoenix Suns have kind of been. They've been a really good regular season team. They made it to the finals one year. Then obviously this last year, they got upset in the second round by the Mavericks, which was very unprecedented. But regardless, player stats, we had 32 from Devin Booker, 17 and 13 from DeAndre Ayton, 17 from Chris Paul, 11 from Cameron Johnson, 9 from Cameron Payne, 9 then Mikal Bridges with 9, and then 9 from Jay Crowder, 5 from Landry Shamet. So let's go ahead and see if we get the Clippers in round 1. So this should be actually a very, very interesting series, because the Clippers have themselves a very good roster, but so do we. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. And if we win a championship, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do in this video, but we'll see what happens. Game 1, we're up 1-0, beat them by 13. Devin Booker drops 44. I think Devin Booker has his eyes on the prize, man. 2-0, we beat them pretty badly. Clippers look like they don't even have a chance. They do win game 3, though, so Kawhi has not played all that well. He's averaging 21 in the playoffs. Paul George is averaging 18. So, yeah, they have not been all that great. See what happens in game 4, though. We are up 3-1, beat them by 12. Paul George finally has a good game, but it might be way too late as we beat them in 6. No, we're going to a game 7 with the Clippers, so maybe I spoke too soon. If we get first rounded here, it's going to be disaster. So here we go, game 7. in Phoenix. Okay, it's a back and forth game. The Clippers are a good team, so it's not like I'm surprised if we lose this, but it looks like we got... Ooh, wait a minute. No, we got this one. Oh, okay, that was close. 103 to 113. We do beat the Clippers, beat them in 7, so that was tough, but we do beat them. So now we get the New Orleans Pelicans. So the Pelicans have CJ, Dyson Daniels, Ingram, Zion Valanciunas, Herbert Jones, Jackson Hayes, a very good lineup in New Orleans. So let's see if we can beat them. Game 1, we're down 1-0, lose by 16. Game 2, we're down 2-0, lose by 1, not good. Game 3, we even it up. Game 4, we go down 3-1, and we're going to lose in 5. We can eliminate in the second round, which honestly I'm okay with, because if we would have won a championship, I would have been like, what do I do in this video now? But since we lost, that gives me the ultimate signal to go ahead and rebuild this, or retool this team a little bit. Phoenix has made the playoffs 3 years in a row. Made it to the finals 1 year, and then got beat in the second round 2 years in a row. So that means something needs to happen, and we're going to make some changes this offseason. That's what is the exciting part about this video. So we got the 76ers going on to win the championship. Player retirement. Got to make sure Chris Paul does not retire on us, because I need to be able to trade him away, to be honest with you. Carmelo retires in Minnesota. Kyle Lowry is retiring in Miami, and Rudy Gay, okay, is retiring in Utah. Mike Conley is retiring. All right. We got a huge offseason ahead of us. Staff retirements. We take a real quick look. Andy Greer, and then draft lottery time. We got probably nothing going on for us here, but we can take a real quick peek. So we have number 26 in this draft, and the Spurs get number 1, and the Rockets have 2 and 3. So shout out to the Rockets. Spurs get the Victor Webb and Yama sweepstakes 1. Good for them. Staff signing. I'm not going to fire Monty Williams or anything like that, but I am going to fill out this coaching staff, and then we're going to probably be trading away Deandre Ayton, because that seemed like something that was going to happen. And maybe doing some other stuff to get this roster even better and put a better team around Devin Booker. So the trade I'm going to try to pull off is with the Toronto Raptors, where I get Siakam and OG Anunoby for DeAndre Ayton and Landry Shamet. Let's see if they'd accept this. They counteroffer me a pick swap, and we give them a first-round pick. Say less. We're going to make this trade. So basically, we're trading away DeAndre Ayton, which we were supposed to, which they were kind of supposed to in a sign-and-trade or something like that. They didn't want to pay DeAndre Ayton, so instead, we're getting 2 players for the price of 1. Landry Shamet is cool and all, but getting OG Anunoby and Siakam for Ayton is kind of a W in my opinion, so we are going to make this trade. So just like that, we kind of have a new retooled roster. Toronto finally finds the center they're looking for, so Toronto has a DeAndre Ayton and Scotty Barnes front court, and then they have Fred VanVleet still, and then obviously they can re-sign Gary Trent Jr. They could sign and trade Fred VanVleet, and they can kind of go towards more of a young core in Toronto, while we collect OG Anunoby and Siakam, which I really do love both of them on this team. So I really love that addition. Chris Paul is next. I do think I want to trade Chris Paul as well, or we could keep him technically, but I do love the addition, like I said, of getting Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby on the same team, 2 really good perimeter defenders, so I really like that a lot. And then Jay Crowder, obviously, we'll have to make a decision on him. Then Siakam, probably going to move Siakam back to power forward like he's supposed to be. So I'm going to play Siakam at the 4, and I guess in small ball scenarios, he could play some center. So we'll put Siakam at the center spot for some small ball scenarios. But for other than that, man, Siakam, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. I really love that. So getting what we wanted for DeAndre Ayton, I think, was important. So it's a little bit of a retool here, and I think that first trade was very awesome. And now let's see if we can get anything for Chris Paul. And I think we still have our draft pick, or did we trade it in that trade? We still have our first round pick, so we're going to draft here as well. So let's go at pick number 26 after getting Siakam and OG Anunoby. We still have Amari Bailey at 26. Sign me up for that. And then second round pick, late one, we got Trace Jackson Davis, Nate Biddle. I'll take Trace Jackson Davis. And we come out of the draft pretty solid. Amari Bailey fell to us that far. 76 overall. Definitely sign me up. Player options, Cameron Payne, I'm going to accept. And then qualifying offers, Josh Okogie, Cameron Johnson. I do want Cameron Johnson back. And then free agency, we have Jay Crowder. Cameron Johnson wants a lot of money. And then Jay Crowder, we'll see what we want to do with him. Honestly, we're not going to be able to like afford LeBron James or anything like that, obviously. But, man, look at the money everyone's expecting. Kyrie Irving's expecting $50 million. James Harden expecting $50 million. Yeah, a lot of money to be given around out here. But, unfortunately, we don't have money to, like, do anything in free agency. So, right now, as it sits, you have Devin Booker or you have Chris Paul, Cameron Payne, Devin Booker, Amari Bailey, and then Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Siakam. What I think we could do, we could maybe play Devin Booker at the point guard a little bit, as he's like the main ball handler for this team. Have like Bridges or OG Anunoby play the 2 for us. Siakam play the 4, or we could have Siakam still play the 5, obviously. But we could trade Chris Paul for like a legitimate center or something like that, because we definitely could use one. So kind of liking the idea of that. We kind of have our starting 5 if we trade Chris Paul. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make some we're gonna make some new moves here. So Chris Paul, if we can get a good center for him. Obviously, I'd love Garland. That'd be awesome. But like a really solid center for him, I would definitely do it. Ben Simmons for Chris Paul. I'm not sure why Brooklyn would do that. I mean, I guess if they were looking to, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. That would be kind of cool. We could have Ben Simmons and Siakam as your front court. Scotty Barnes, not going to do that, obviously. Realistically, Rudy Gobert, obviously Rudy Gobert would be cool. But I'm not seeing anything I like so far. But I want to get a legitimate big man for Chris Paul, to be honest with you. Like a team that could use a guy like Chris Paul, and then we get a center out of it. That way we can have a kind of a weird, funky lineup here in Phoenix. But I would like it. So let's see if I can find that anywhere. I'm hoping I can. We'll see if that's anywhere to be found, though. So finding a trade for Chris Paul is nearly impossible right now. So instead, we're just going to keep him around. And I move Siakam back to center because he's going to be playing center for us, I guess. So starting five is going to look like Chris Paul, Cameron Payne, Devin Booker. You have Amari Bailey off the bench, then Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and then Siakam. So we kind of have our backcourt bench pieces, but we definitely need some front court bench pieces. So let's see what we can find out here. Cameron Johnson will be back for us. Montrezl Harrell, Dario Saric. I mean, one of those guys would be really solid. Marcus Cousins, Nerlens Noel, I do like a lot as well. But I definitely think I do want Cameron Johnson back. I'll probably move on from Jay Crowder, to be honest with you. Reggie Bullock is somebody I do like as well. So I'm going to sign Reggie Bullock to a contract offer. So Reggie Bullock, if we could get him, that'd be really nice. So we'll sign him. And then we're going to wait on Cameron Johnson to be back. And then center position, I still would not mind Nerlens Noel if he's here. Even like Steven Adams as on a minimum contract. Whiteside, Cousins, or even Sarge back as well. We can give Sarge like a 1-year deal type thing. And then we can get Cameron Johnson back, which he wants quite a bit of money. But at this point, he's restricted. Let's see. What kind of offers is he getting right now? The Lakers are about to give him an offer, so I might as well just give it to him because that's kind of the money he's going to get. We do get the chance to match it, though, thankfully. So Cameron Johnson is back, and now I think we have our full rotation. So it's Chris Paul, Cameron Payne, Devin Booker, Amari Bailey, Mikal Bridges, Reggie Bullock, OG Anunoby, Cameron Johnson, and then Dario Saric and Siakam. So do we have a legitimate center on the roster? Maybe not, which is why maybe we should still try to sign one. So I'm looking for like a very like Hassan Whiteside-esque, Steven Adams-esque. So I'm going to go for Steven Adams just to have kind of that depth here just in case. Miles Turner could have been on the Phoenix Suns, but the Suns decided not to go for that. Player progression. Let's go see how it treats us. So player progression, you got Chris Paul going down. OG Anunoby is down. Then you got Siakam down. Yeah, a lot of these guys did go down overall, but that's okay. If we do look to make another trade, that obviously would be for Chris Paul, trading him away. But other than that, I couldn't find a trade for him at all. So we're just going to stick with him for now. And if I do decide to make that change at the trade deadline, you will obviously see me do it. Power ranking lands us at 21 after trading away Deandre Ayton. Honestly, I really like this roster a lot. So it's Chris Paul, D-Book, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Siakam. Obviously, I think I would much rather have like Booker at the point, and then Mikal Bridges at the 2, OG Anunoby at the 3, Siakam at the 4, and then a legitimate center at the 5. That's still my dream scenario for this team. But for now, we can kind of leave it the way it is. And then maybe at the trade deadline, we make some crazy move. Are we still a 5-star system? No, we're down now. We're 4.5. But, I mean, still 4.5 is really good. So I'll leave it at pace and space. We're going to go ahead and simulate this season with Siakam and OG Anunoby here now. And then shot tendencies. Devin Booker's really high. Chris Paul. Siakam, I definitely want him to be like a really nice contributor to this team. Mikal Bridges, I feel like should shoot a little bit more as well. I'll put OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges kind of in the same boat. And then Cameron Johnson, I boost him like a 65 off the bench. But regardless, let's simulate the season. Let's see how things go after trading away Deandre Ayton. So at the end of the season, Joel Embiid wins MVP. Victor Wembanyama on the Spurs wins Rookie of the Year. Isaiah Hartenstein, 6th man for the Knicks. Giannis, Defensive Player. Tyler Hero, Most Improved in Miami. And then Doc Rivers, Coach of the Year. 56 and 26 for the 76ers. Nathan Mack, Executive, as the Timberwolves do really good again. Here's your All-NBA first team. All-NBA second team. No Devin Booker this time, it looks like, which might be a good thing. Maybe he had a little bit more help this time around, and then all defensive second team, all defensive first team. So we are the 5th seed in the Western Conference. We get the Warriors in round 1. We were the 1st seed at 1 point, so it definitely sucked to slip in the standings. But 14 from Cameron Johnson off the bench, 21 from Siakam, 27 from Devin Booker, 14 and 9 from Chris Paul, 12.5 from Mikal Bridges, 11 from OG Anunoby, 8 from Cameron Payne, 7 from Sarge, and then 6 from Reggie Bullock off the bench. So here we go, man. We get to play the Warriors in round 1, who obviously have a really good roster in their own right. So we'll kind of see how things go. I mean, this is kind of our new look roster after trading away Ayton. So let's see if this was all worth it or not. And well, somebody come around against the Warriors. So somebody come around against Golden State. We win 2 in a row, and we're down 3-2. So not good so far, but we could force a game 7 back to San Fran. So hopefully we can do that. And then I think in the offseason, if Chris Paul decides to just go, that probably is the best thing for us going forward, because it looks like we're about to be eliminated here, and we are going to be eliminated 143 to 111. So I think I've officially turned my attention to trading away CP3 this offseason and getting a legitimate center. So Boston Celtics go on to win the championship. We gave it a shot. Chris Paul is probably, I can't override it this time if he does retire. And it doesn't look like he did. So that might be a good thing. So LeBron James retires in Utah. That's something I don't think I would ever expect to happen. But regardless, he does. Al Horford retires in Miami. Brook Lopez in Miami as well. Straight to the draft lottery we go. And let's see what we got going on here. So we have the 20th overall pick, which might come in handy. The Mavericks have number 1, Pacers number 2, and Kings number 3. All right, staff signing. We got Monty Williams. I'm going to keep guard guru here. We're going to get a guard guru here. And honestly, I think this last step is, like I said, getting a center, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get a legitimate big man. That might what, did us in at the end of the day in this simulation, but we'll see. If I can get a center, I feel like our problems will be solved, and I need a legitimate one. So tried it last year, did not work out for me, but this year I'm going all in for a center. Is Chris Paul going to accept his option? I assume he's going to. I really wish he could accept it right now, but unfortunately he can't. So I'm just going to simply jump in this draft and draft whoever this is. They're probably not going to be part of the roster, though, to be honest with you. If I could trade him away and get, off for this guy with Chris Paul to get a legitimate center, I'm going to do just that. So welcome to the team, Cody Kelly. Probably be throwing you in a trade. So he's 77. Yeah, you're probably going to be in a trade. Player options. Chris Paul accepts. OG Anunoby declines. We're going to accept Trace Jackson Davis. So Siakam and OG are both free agents this offseason, which I do want them both back, obviously. But we're going to try to do something, because Siakam I want back for sure, and I want OG Anunoby back. So I'm going to get OG Anunoby and Siakam back, and then Cameron Payne, I like him back as well. Kogi, I'm not too worried about, but if we can sign all 3 of them, we're set there. We get all 3 of them back, so that roster is kind of filled out. And then center spot, we're not going to find it free agency. We have to do it via trade. So I got to find a center that's making quite a bit of money. I have the assets to throw, and I feel like if I could do it, we can get a legitimate center, and we can be a championship contender easily. So I'm going to try this trade for Chris Paul and Cody Kelly for Mitchell Robinson and Cameron Reddish. This gives me a good bench piece in Reddish. We get Mitchell Robinson as a legitimate center down low just to rebound and play defense. That's all I really need. So Chris Paul, Cody Kelly, Robinson, and Reddish, they agree. So just like that, we get a brand new center. And now what we're going to be doing, like I said, we're going to go to a different lineup now. So we're going to have Mikal Bridges probably at the 2. We're going to have Devin Booker play the 1. And yeah, so it's going to be a whole different lineup now that we got Mitchell Robinson. I wanted to go for it. Mitchell Robinson is the perfect center that I needed for this team. So I'm happy to have him here on the Suns so we can fix the rotation. And then obviously Cameron Reddish is going to be a huge part of this now that we got him as well. So he's a good bench piece on top of that. So feeling pretty good about how this is looking so far. Just need to change the lineup and we are golden. The final rotation is going to look like this. Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, Mitchell Robinson, Cameron Johnson, Cameron Reddish, Amari Bailey, and Cameron Payne. I really like this rotation a lot. Devin Booker at the 1, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Siakam, Mitchell Robinson. I feel like we could play major defense, and we have some guys that can contribute on the offensive end as well. I really, really do like this roster a lot. So this is the final product we're putting together. We got Chris Paul out of here, and now we can finally see with him gone, does that make a difference? So Chris Paul and Deandre Ayton both gone. This is your new lineup in Phoenix. Let's see what happens here in this final 3rd year of simulating. So in the final year of simulation, we ended up being the 1st seed in the Western Conference. So the first time in this video, we've been the 1st seed. We were the 2nd seed a couple years ago, but now you have 26 from Devin Booker, 21 from Siakam, 15 from Johnson, 13 from Bridges, 13 from Reddish, 12 from OG Anunoby. So honestly, I think we have a very, very good roster right now. Mikal Bridges doing everything I need him to do. 2 blocks, 8 rebounds, or Mitch Robinson, I should say, doing everything we need him to do. Regardless, man, this is time to win a championship. It's time to buckle in and win one. So let's see what the Lakers look like at this point. They got Dosunmu, Oladipo, Hunter, Pokusevski, Anthony Davis. The last time I looked at a funky Lakers roster, they upset me in round 1. So if we get upset in round 1 here, I'm going to be super upset. Someone in current round, and we lose game 1, but we beat them in 5, thankfully. So thankfully, do not get upset by the Lakers. But now we get the Spurs, who have Robert Dillingham, Vassell, Keldon Johnson. They have Miles Bridges, Victor Wembanyama, Okoro, Thomas Bryant, and Joshua Primo. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Game 2, up 2-0. And Victor Wembanyama is no match for what we've put together here in Phoenix, as we are back in the Western Conference Finals for the first time in quite some time. And now we get the Pelicans, who have Edwards. What? Wait, whoa. How did Anthony Edwards end up in New Orleans? Are we serious right now? They have Edwards, Ingram, and we're not winning this. We're not winning this. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. Game 1, we're down 1-0. We even it up. Okay, we're not done yet. Oh, wait, can Toronto? Oh, hold on. 2-1. 3-1. Oh, wait, we're going to beat them. Wait, we can beat them in 6. No, not a game 7, not a game 7. And we got Toronto. Oh, Toronto lost. I wanted it Aiden versus... That would have been a perfect ending, man. I should have given Toronto the win. We could have faced Deandre Ayton in the Raptors in the finals, but we have to win game 7. That sucks, man. That could have been a huge ending to this video. But regardless, can we win game 7 in Phoenix against New Orleans? They got freaking Anthony Edwards on their roster. Looking good so far. I think we got this, unless we let them come back. And we won. So just like that, 97-125, Devin Booker drops 28, and we are in the finals. And it's so unfortunate we couldn't have played the Raptors, who have Kevin Porter, Gary Trent, McKenzie, Scotty Barnes, DeAndre Ayton, and Toronto. So yeah, it's a pretty good Toronto Raptors roster, honestly. So yeah, it sucks we didn't get to play them. But now we get the Cavaliers, who have Sexton, Garland, Kendrick Williams, Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Kevin Love, and Lauri Markkanen. So game 1, we're up 1-0. Good start. Beat them really nicely. I think we are we at home for that one? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. They even it up. Game 3, they're okay. Can we win game 5 or game 4? Game 5, we need to win. Yes. Game 6, going to a game 7 again against Cleveland. So we are at home, so we have home court advantage for this game 7. I mean, it's game 7, boys. We got to buckle down. 8-man rotation definitely is what we're going for here. We want our 8 best players playing the majority of the minutes. So here we go. They're benching Cameron Johnson, benching OG Anunoby. They want Reddish out there, whatever. If that's what the point, if that's what we need right now, sure, 2K. 7-man or 8-man rotation. Here we go. Can we beat the Cavaliers to win a championship here in Phoenix after trading away DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul? We got the lead and we're running away with it. And I think it's safe to say, boys, we have won a championship for the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker drops 30, Cameron Reddish with 22. Overall, very impressed with how we built this roster. And I'm honestly really happy that we were able to win at the end. So yeah, this was the final product. Honestly, really liked what we put together here in Phoenix. I'll be interested and curious to see what happens with DeAndre. And obviously, we won't know for like a full year, honestly. We're gonna have to wait till like January to see if anything ever happens. If DeAndre Ayton does get traded, I'm assuming they'll probably just, you know, obviously build the relationship back up and it'll be fine. But regardless, still a fun video. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.